this happened in 2011. Were you at any point concerned that it was too soon to attack the story?
No, I think it's always too soon, and it's never too soon, I would say. And I think
Can you elaborate?
Well, there's always a discomfort in unearthing this kind of story, and there's that people are going to have very strong emotional reactions when they see the film, especially in Norway, and they're going to have a feeling that now isn't the time and this shouldn't be unearthed. But you have to balance that with the need to get the story out there.
The people who can really are best placed to make that decision or judgment are the people directly affected. And at the outset, we went to see them, and we had long meetings with them. They're very well organised all across Norway, and they strongly supported making this film because they know better than anybody what the rise of the far right means, as they told us in no uncertain terms. And so we made it with their support, and we've shown it to them, and they strongly support this film. And that's so the answer, in a way. I mean, I agree with everything Greg says, but ultimately, the people who decide on this issue are them.
And you had the full support. It's called the Family Support Group, and the families, they were closely involved with the development of the piece.
Very much so.
Yeah, there's a couple of thousand people, and they're organised all across Norway. There's a national board that we met with initially. I made a presentation, explained the film that we wanted to make, and then there are 15, I think, regional chapters around Norway of groups, and we then had representatives come from all over Norway to a big open meeting in a place like this, and we discussed it, same thing, and we talked about the film, and we talked in particular, about the generality, but also about the depiction of violence, and that was very important. I remember one gentleman getting up and saying how strongly he supported making the film because he wanted people... this is a film about Norway's struggle for her democracy in the face of the right-wing threat. So that's a story, as he said, it's a story it's a story of us then, but it's a story of you now. And he said, I strongly support you making this film, but if you sanitize the violence, you will be doing a disrespect to me and to my daughter who's no longer here. On the other hand, if you exploit that or treat it in a disrespectful fashion, you'll be doing the same. So in that...
Yeah, that's actually one of the questions I was going to ask you and Greg, is that the violence is actually restrained, in a way, and you tend to focus on the aftermath much more. Can you tell us about that, walking that fine line?
I always had him in mind, and all the many other people who felt the same way. That you have to have got... it's a disturbing sequence. There's no two ways about that. Of course it is. But I believe a fair person would say that it is restrained, and it is the foundation for what the film is actually about. The film is actually about what happened afterwards in Norway, which is the story, as I say, of how Norway fought for her democracy through her politicians, through her lawyers, and obviously in particular Geir Lippestad, the defence lawyer, and through the eyes of one family, and in particular two young people who were on the island.